Hello, everyone, and welcome back to my podcast, To Be Coin. I'm your host, Jeetu Ragani, and I'm so excited to be back again. Well, to be honest, I've never made a podcast before, so it was pretty challenging for me to, decide the topic for today's episode. But then, finally, a thought struck my mind. I thought, why not start doing the episodes continent wise? And then I finally decided that I'm going to speak about the coins of a country which also happens to be a continent. Yeah, that obviously was an easy guess. Today's episode is all going to be about Australian coins. So, without any further delay, let's begin to have some fun, shall we? It was in the year 1778 that the British sent the first fleet to Australia to set up a penal colony. The government hadn't sent much money with the first fleet, so most of the coins used in Australia came from the pockets of the officers, sailors, and convicts who settled in Australia. These coins included English sovereigns, shillings, and pence, Spanish reals, Indian rupees, and Dutch guilders. Almost any coin, no matter which country it was from, ended up being used as money in Australia. In the year 1800, cartwheel penny was introduced as a solution to the need for small change. So, the cartwheel penny became the colony's first coin officially to be exported to New South Wales. It is known as cartwheel because of its large size. Then, in the year 1813, the British government decided to send 40,000 Spanish dollars to the colony. Governor Macquarie asked a convict named William Henshaw to punch a round piece out of each of the Spanish dollars. This almost doubled the number of coins, producing 39,910 donut-shaped pieces, which came to be known as the Holy Dollars, and the same number of solid pieces from the center. They were called dumps. All the coins were stamped with the words New South Wales. The colony's first distinct coins were valued at 5 shillings for the Holy Dollar and 15 pence for the dump. In the year 1852, Australia was in an urgent need of currency. So people started making up their own rules about, how to turn their gold into money. The Adelaide Assay Office made strips of stamped gold, which came to be known as the Adelaide ingots. You people may have heard about Gringotts Bank in Harry Potter, so you just have to take out the letters G and R from it. Each of the ingots was unique and individually stamped to indicate its weight and how pure its gold content was. The coins made by the people were technically illegal as they were not approved by Britain. In the year 1854, the Kangaroo Office was established in Melbourne during the Victorian Gold Rush. This was in fact the first time that they used the native fauna, that is the kangaroo, on Australian coinage. In the year 1909, the federal government passed a bill allowing Australia to have its own coins. Then in the year 1910, the first distinctive Commonwealth coins were issued. The coins were based on the British sterling system of pounds, shilling, and pence. Between 1919 and 1921, a memorable series of square-shaped penny and half-penny prototypes was struck, each featuring a kookaburra design. But they were never officially circulated because of technical problems. So, if you are interested in seeing an Australian square-shaped penny and half-penny prototypes, you can just Google it. In the year 1930, the Commonwealth government never officially ordered for the issue of the 1930 pennies, yet a few coins were minted at the Melbourne Mint and were released into circulation. In the year 1965, the Royal Australian Mint opened in Canberra. Australia thus could now start producing its own decimal coins. On 14 February 1966, decimal currency was introduced in Australia with 1, 2, 5, 10, 20 and 50-cent coins, which were all in round shape. In the year 1969, the circular 50 cents coin was replaced by a 12-sided 50 cents coin, which is still being used today. In the year 1984, a $1 coin was introduced to replace the $1 note, and in the year 1988, a $2 coin was introduced to replace the $2 note. The Australian nugget. Now, just because you hear the word nugget, it does not always mean a chicken nugget. The Australian nugget is a gold bullion coin minted by the Perth Mint. This gold nugget series was introduced in 1986, and due to their limited annual mintage, it raises the numismatic value or the value of gold used. In the year 1992, Australia had stopped minting the 1 and 2 cent coins because their worth had dropped and the government was finding it too expensive to mint the 1 and 2 cent coins. In the year 2012, Australia's first coloured circulating coin was produced. It was a $2 coin which commemorated Remembrance Day. It had an image of a red poppy on the reverse side of the coin, and only 500,000 of these were produced. So these coins are pretty rare. I would also like to mention that in the year 2012, the record for the largest coin ever made was claimed by the Perth Mint. It was created from a mesmerizing 1 ton of 99.99% pure gold. It is a legal tender coin and is almost 80 centimeters in diameter and more than 12 centimeters thick. It is on public display at the Mint's exhibition of unique gold objects. Then finally, in the year 2013, the Mint produced 2 groundbreaking coin designs. The first was a dome-shaped $5 coin depicting the night sky. It was called the Southern Cross Crux. This coin was not a circulating coin but a collector's item. The second was a triangular silver $5 coin. This was to mark the 25th anniversary of the Australian Parliament House. This coin too was a collector's item. Now, coming on to the interesting fact of the day. Did you know that there are only 300 holy dollars and around 1,000 dumps still in existence? I mean, can you imagine how valuable one of these coins would be today? They were made way back in the year 1813 and are over 200 years old. Okay, I have a bonus fact for you people. I know I told you all that I will be sharing only one fact per episode, but I'm going to make an exception here. So earlier today in the episode, I had mentioned about the 1930 penny. So the interesting thing here is that the Melbourne Mint had released a few coins into circulation unofficially. So this 1930 coin is a pretty rare coin, as there are only 6 of these coins in existence. So all the coin collectors who are listening to me right now, if you have that coin in your collection, consider your collection to be enriched. And with that, I conclude my today's episode. I thank you all for joining me on my podcast, To Be Coin, and stay tuned for my next episode on June 21st. Thank you. Goodbye.